Fabiano Caruana doesn't need an introduction. The leader of Team USA scored the first win for the team today. Well, congratulations, Fabiano. Of course, you're still playing a bit lower-rated teams. So, how do you feel so far generally about your team doing in the event? Wesley was struggling yesterday.
Wesley was the least one who was struggling. I mean, Levon was dead lost.
Yes, Levon too.
Of course, he's a very good defender. I mean, he pulled off a miracle, complete miracle. I would never, if I were in that position, never dream of saving it or winning it even, which he managed to do. So that was a miracle for us. And yeah, Wesley drew, but okay, 3.5 is a normal starting result. So considering the positions we had, it could have been, of course, 2.5. That was, I don't think we were in danger of not winning the match, but 2.5 was very possible. But today I'm far more worried that we might not even win the match.
So why do you think this happens? Like, could it be that everyone is in bad form, or it's just, difficult to find motivation when you play lower-rated players? You're all used to play, in elite tournaments, and could it be the reason?
Well, I don't think that everyone is in bad form, but at the moment Levon is struggling. So despite his win yesterday, his game today is still, I think, very dangerous for him. And if he loses that, we're in big trouble. So we can't really afford to lose a game because we're playing a solid team. They made 2 draws, or they're going to probably make 2 draws with the 2 white games. Of course, I hope that I have some outside hope that maybe Ray will try to win this and potentially succeed, but it's very small chances. And then Levon really needs to not lose. That's the main thing at this point. But of course, it's normal that he's playing someone like 300 points lower than him, even more than that. And he's with the white pieces and he's prepared, so he's fighting for a win. And then something went out of control. I don't know exactly what, but he was playing very fast. And sometimes when you play too fast, you have a tendency to rush some critical decisions. And this can happen. And sometimes the difference between a win and a loss is like one move, So I understand the tendency because you see your opponent with 3 minutes and you have an hour and 10 minutes, so you really want to push them on time and hope that they blunder, but sometimes they don't blunder and it can be very dangerous, very double-edged to do that. But still I hope that he'll not lose.
Well, suddenly could it be not even such a bad thing to make a draw very early in the tournament, because then you go down in pairings and then for quite a few rounds you'll get easier pairings?
Yeah, but I don't know, because it also messes our tiebreaks up. And very often tiebreaks are important in the end of the tournament when everyone's fighting for medals. And like in Baku in 2016 when we won, it was on tiebreaks. I think it was us and Ukraine, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And it was based on some tiebreaks based on who knows what, some round that our opponents played and they had a better result and so on. So I would prefer in general not to tie a match.
Any points away.
Yeah, I would prefer this, but a draw is not the end of the world. It's just not very good.
Well, and obviously you're here as a team, you're trying for gold. Other medals, do you even consider, or it's just nothing? It's gold or nothing?
No, it's not like gold or nothing, but we have gotten gold and we have gotten silver. When I was on the team, of course. Going back, of course, the United States team has won many medals, but when I was on the team, we won gold and silver, and so it doesn't feel like we're doing something for the first time, So we're aiming for the gold again.
Can you give us an insight why Hikaru Nakamura is not playing?
I'm not the best person to give this insight. I mean, he says himself that he's not as focused as on classical chess. I don't know if it's the main reason. I think it would be better to ask him. Of course, I don't want to speculate too much, but I think this is more or less one of the possible reasons.
Well, and finally, let's get back to chess a little bit. Maybe you can show the end of your game today, because it was quite a spectacular one. So I think this is more or less the position where your opponent went totally wrong.
But already c6 I think was wrong. So basically I think that this was correct. And I think I put my knight b4. I wasn't 100% sure. Take, knight g6. And okay, white is slightly better, but it's not easy.
Very pleasant position,
Yeah, because if I try to get active, then he also gets active. This is the issue. I can play knight f5, but then he also will get activity at some point. He'll play king h7, and eventually the rook can, if it attacks f2, he has a very good bishop. And I can make a move like g3 maybe. I was thinking, I wasn't 100% sure, and then I just try to play king g2 and control the knights, which can move. So I thought this was correct. And then c6, it looked interesting at first. But then I saw the c5, I was very happy, because the point is that very often I have ideas like this. So he has to trade, and then he has to trade again. And for example, he puts the knight on d5, and I.
And then c6.
Oh no,
I
sorry.
thought
So here,
c6 is
so
falling,
here
no?
c6 is one, but this knight and then b6. And then I have ideas like knight b3, knight a5. I wasn't 100% sure like if this is what I'm going for because I also had this kind of like b6 move, but I was very worried about this because okay, he can't take the knight; it's still immune. Queen c2, rook e2. Yeah, I guess there's something. I now rook d1.
Yeah,
Okay,
rook
so
d1.
there are some important details there.
So still a chance to mess it up, actually, for white.
Yeah, but I was thinking because I thought that this was very natural. I was thinking about this mostly. So, but anyway, it's, of course, CB5. Like first, I was thinking, okay, Queen B7. Yeah, his idea is Bishop B8, and then I was thinking even some Knight D4 moves here, but clearly it's not the best moment to do this because he gets a very promising exchange stack. So. Then okay, I started to calculate Queen B7 again, and okay, Bishop B8, Knight D4, Rook D4, Queen B8, and he can sack the Queen, but probably doesn't work out. And then the only thing left to calculate, okay, because B8-4, Knight D4, everything is Knight D4s, and then it was only this line.
Almost every move black plays, it's Knight D4.
Yeah, every move. And here, okay, he can sack and exchange in many ways, but all his pieces are hanging. And okay, here he gets a nice check, but that's
But it's only one check, nothing else.
And like he can try for more checks, but there's no more checks.
And it's funny because you are creating almost the same thing with your queen and your knight in the end, but yours is working.
Yeah, well, I'm at the rook. That's the important thing. Because actually the two rooks, they always defend the first rank. Like sometimes there are, like if you can imagine the rook on e1 is gone, very often there's knight h5, knight g3, knight f1 ideas and so on. But here there's no such ideas. So okay, here I thought queen g6 is like very much winning. But this is even more clinical because now his knight also can't move because queen h7, so he has to take. Here and now he has to defend. Well, he can sack the queen, but he has to defend normally. And okay, this would like still, I don't know, I would still have to prove it, I guess. But yeah, I saw this one in advance and it's made on e8.
Yeah, it's just made in 2 moves. Well, thank you very much, Fabiano. A good game today, and good luck in the next games.
Thanks.